Before you listen any further, pause for a moment and feel this truth settling deep into your soul. What you are carrying right now was never meant to be carried alone. The weight on your chest, the thoughts that won't quiet down, the silent battles you fight when no one is watching. God sees every part of it, and in this very moment, He is closer than your breath, reaching toward you not with judgment, but with a love so deep, so patient, so relentless that it refuses to let you break under the pressure of life. And tonight, if you allow it, something sacred can shift inside you. Something powerful can begin, because this is not just another message you are hearing. This is a divine reminder meant to pull you back from the edge of fear and anchor you again in truth, in peace, in God. I don't know what you are facing right now. Maybe your heart feels heavy with financial stress. Maybe your body is carrying pain that no one else understands. Maybe your relationships feel fragile, like they could fall apart at any moment. Or maybe you are fighting a battle so deep inside that you don't even have the words to explain it. But even without knowing your exact situation, there is one thing I know with absolute certainty. You are not alone, and you have never been alone, not for a single moment. Because there is a God who sees your struggle, a Father who understands your pain in ways no human ever could, a presence that has remained with you even in the moments when you felt completely abandoned, and when life begins to feel overwhelming, when everything seems uncertain and unstable. There are powerful truths, unshakable, eternal truths, that you must hold on to, because these truths are not temporary comfort. They are anchors for your soul. And the first truth you must remember, especially when life feels dark, is this: you have a Father who loves you. Not a distant force, not a silent observer, not an indifferent universe, but a Father, personal, present, deeply invested in your life. And this changes everything, because the word Father is not just a title. It is a relationship. It is a connection. It is an invitation into belonging. And as it is written in, we are given the right to call God Abba, Father, which means you are not abandoned, you are not forgotten, you are not navigating life on your own, you belong to Him. And when Jesus taught how to pray, He didn't begin with fear or ritual or distance. He began with that one powerful word. Father, because that word carries security, it carries intimacy, it carries assurance. And yet for many people, this truth is difficult to accept, because their understanding of a father has been shaped by disappointment, by absence, by pain. Maybe your earthly father was distant. Maybe he was harsh. Maybe he failed you in ways that left wounds that still haven't healed. But your heavenly Father is not like that. He does not withdraw when you struggle. He does not turn away when you fall. He does not grow tired of your weakness. Instead, He is close, He is patient, He is consistent, He is compassionate, and He loves you more deeply than you can even comprehend, more than you love yourself, even on your worst day, even in your lowest moment, even when you doubt, even when you feel unworthy. His love does not fluctuate based on your performance. It remains constant, steady, unchanging. And when everything around you feels unstable, this is where you begin. This is where you anchor your heart. I have a Father who loves me, and from that place, everything else starts to shift. Because when you truly understand that you are loved by God, it changes the way you see your problems. It changes the way you see yourself. It changes the way you face the future. And this leads into the second truth that you must hold on to. Your Father can be trusted. One of the most important decisions you will ever make in your life is deciding what or who you will trust. Because whether you realize it or not, everyone places their trust somewhere. Some people trust money, believing it will secure their future. Some trust their own plans, believing they can control every outcome. Some trust other people, hoping they will never be disappointed. But the reality is that everything in this world is limited and imperfect. People fail, plans collapse. Circumstances change without warning, but God does not. He remains constant, unshaken, perfectly faithful. And this is why the wisdom found in Scripture urges us to trust in the Lord with all our heart and not lean on our own understanding. Because there will be moments in your life when nothing makes sense, when the path ahead looks unclear, when the answers you are searching for don't come. And in those moments, your natural instinct will be to try to figure everything out, to hold everything together, to control the outcome. But true trust is not about understanding everything. It is about surrendering everything. It is about placing your life into God's hands completely, without reservation, without fear, and that kind of trust is not passive. It is deeply active. It is a conscious decision you make again and again, especially when it's difficult. Imagine taking your most valuable possessions and placing them into a vault that is completely secure, where nothing can touch them, nothing can steal them, nothing can destroy them. That is what it means to trust God. It means you take your fears, your worries, your uncertainties, your future, and you place them into His hands, believing that He is capable of holding them, protecting them, and working through them in ways you cannot yet see. And this leads to an important question you must ask yourself honestly. What are you worrying about right now? Because whatever is occupying your mind, whatever is stealing your peace, whatever keeps returning to your thoughts, that is exactly what you need to give to God, because worry is often a signal that you have picked up something that was never yours to carry. And the hardest time to trust God is when you are in pain, when you are confused, when you feel like everything is falling apart. But that is also the most important time to trust Him, because you were never meant to hold your life together on your own. God is the one who holds you. God is the one who sustains you, and your role is not to control everything. Your role is to trust deeply, fully, and continuously, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it feels uncertain, because in that trust, there is a quiet strength that begins to grow inside you, a strength that does not come from having all the answers, but from knowing the one who does. Next, part two. As you continue listening, allow your heart to settle even deeper into this quiet truth, because what you are about to receive is something many people overlook in the middle of their struggles, yet it has the power to completely transform the way you see your current situation. And that truth is this: God is working on things you cannot see. Even right now, even in this very moment, even in the silence where it feels like nothing is happening, God is still moving, still arranging, still preparing something beyond your understanding. Because one of the most painful experiences in life is waiting in a season where everything feels still, where your prayers seem to echo back without answers, where your efforts don't seem to produce results, where you keep hoping for change but nothing appears to shift. And in those moments, your mind begins to whisper dangerous thoughts, telling you that nothing is working, that nothing is changing, that maybe God is not listening, that maybe you have been forgotten, but those thoughts are not truth. They are only reflections of what you can see, and your vision is limited, your perspective is incomplete. But God sees everything, every detail, every connection, every hidden layer of your life that you cannot access. And as it is written in, we are called to fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, because what is seen is temporary, it shifts, it changes, it fades. But what is unseen is eternal, it carries weight, it carries purpose, it carries divine intention. And this means that just because you cannot see progress does not mean there is no progress. Just because you cannot feel movement does not mean nothing is moving. Because behind the scenes, in ways you may never fully understand, God is actively working in your life. While you are waiting, God is working while you feel stuck. God is moving while you feel lost. God is guiding, and often the most powerful transformations in your life will not happen in visible, dramatic moments. They will happen quietly, slowly, almost invisibly. Growth does not always announce itself. Healing does not always happen instantly. Purpose does not always unfold in a way you can immediately recognize. Sometimes the very struggle you are trying to escape is the process that is shaping you. refining you, strengthening you, preparing you for something greater than you can currently imagine. And this is where your perspective must shift. Because if you focus only on what is going wrong, you will miss what God is doing right. If you focus only on what is missing, you will overlook what is being built. And so instead of allowing your mind to stay trapped in what you can see, lift your vision higher. Allow your faith to stretch beyond your circumstances, and remind yourself that even in silence, God is still at work even in delay. God is still moving even in confusion. God is still guiding your steps. And when you begin to internalize this truth, something begins to change inside you. Your anxiety starts to loosen its grip. Your fear starts to lose its power, because you realize that you are not standing in a place of emptiness. You are standing in a place of preparation. You are not being ignored. You are being positioned. You are not stuck. You are being shaped. And this realization leads you into the fourth truth, a truth that brings a deep, grounding peace into your spirit. God can handle whatever you place in His hands. There is nothing you are carrying today that is too heavy for God. Nothing you are facing that is too complicated. Nothing in your life that is too broken, too late, or too far gone for Him to restore. And yet so often, you continue to carry things as if everything depends on you. You hold on to your worries. You replay your fears. You try to control outcomes that are beyond your control. And slowly, without realizing it, the weight becomes overwhelming. But the invitation from God is clear and simple. As it is written in, you are called to cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you, not some of it, not the easy parts, not the things you think are small enough to hand over, but all of it, every fear, every doubt, every question, every burden that is pressing on your heart. And the reason you can do this is because God is not limited. He is not overwhelmed. He is not confused by your situation. He is not caught off guard by your struggles. His hands are strong enough to hold everything you are facing. And when you place your life into His hands, you are not slipping through His fingers. You are not at risk of being dropped or forgotten, because God does not lose what He holds, even when you feel weak, even when your faith feels small, even when you struggle to believe. God's grip on your life remains steady, unshaken, secure. And there is something deeply comforting in realizing that your stability does not depend on your strength. It depends on His. And there is something even more profound about His hands, something that goes beyond strength. His hands carry the marks of love. They carry the evidence of sacrifice. They remind you that you are not just seen. You are valued. You are not just known. You are deeply loved, and maybe right now your heart feels tired. Maybe you are exhausted from trying to stay strong, from trying to hold everything together, from carrying questions that still have no answers. And sometimes the hardest part of your situation is not the struggle itself, but the feeling that you are facing it alone, that no one truly understands what you are going through. But even in that feeling, even in that quiet loneliness, there is a truth that remains unshaken. You are not alone. God sees what others cannot see. He sees every tear that never falls in front of others. He hears every silent prayer that never leaves your lips. He knows every fear that you have hidden deep inside your heart. And even when everything feels quiet, God is still near, even when everything feels slow. God is still working, even when everything feels dark. God is still guiding you step by step. And sometimes the greatest peace you will ever experience in life does not come from solving every problem or finding every answer. It comes from making a simple but powerful decision. The decision to stop carrying everything by yourself and start placing it into God's hands again and again, every single day. Because peace is not found in control. Peace is found in surrender. Peace is found in trust. Peace is found in knowing that the one who holds your life is faithful, capable, and deeply committed to you, even when you cannot see it yet. Next, part 2. You've already received part 2. I'll continue with part 3 now. Part 3. And now, as you come to this final moment, Let everything you have heard begin to settle deeply into your spirit, not just as words, but as living truth, as something you can carry with you beyond this moment, because what you are facing right now, no matter how heavy, no matter how confusing, no matter how painful, is not the end of your story. It is only a chapter, and one day you will look back on this season and realize something that feels impossible to see right now. You will realize that God was guiding you even when you could not see the path. He was strengthening you even when you felt weak. He was carrying you even when you thought you were walking alone. Because there are moments in life where everything feels uncertain, where you question your direction, where you wonder if things will ever change. And in those moments, the temptation is to give up, to let go of hope, to believe that what you are experiencing now will last forever. But the truth is, seasons change. Pain does not last forever, confusion does not define your future, and God's faithfulness does not depend on your circumstances. It remains constant, steady, and unshaken. And even now, in ways you cannot yet fully understand, God is weaving something together in your life. Something purposeful, something meaningful. Something that will one day make sense when you look back and see how every piece, even the painful ones, fit together. And this is why you must not lose hope. Because hope is not just a feeling, it is a decision. It is a choice you make to believe that God is still good even when life does not feel good. It is a choice to trust that God is still working even when you cannot see results. It is a choice to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear. And when you hold on to that kind of hope, something begins to shift inside you. Your fear begins to lose its grip. Your anxiety begins to quiet. Your heart begins to find a deeper kind of peace. Not a peace that comes from everything being perfect, but a peace that comes from knowing that God is in control. And there is something powerful about reaching a place where you no longer feel the need to have all the answers, where you no longer feel the pressure to fix everything, where you can simply breathe and say, God, I trust you, and mean it, not just once, not just when it feels easy, but every day, especially when it feels difficult, because trust is not built in moments of comfort. It is built in moments of uncertainty. It is strengthened when you choose to believe even when you do not fully understand. And as you continue on this journey, there will be days when fear returns, when doubt tries to rise again, when the weight feels heavy once more. And in those moments, remember what you have learned here. Remember to go back to these truths. Remind yourself again, I have a Father who loves me. I have a Father who can be trusted. God is working even when I cannot see it. And God can handle whatever I place in His hands. And do not just remember these truths once. Live them, return to them again and again. Let them become the foundation you stand on, because the more you anchor your life in these truths, the more stable you will become, no matter what comes your way. And even when you stumble, even when your faith feels weak, even when you struggle to hold on, remember this. Your strength is not what sustains you. God's strength is. His grip on your life is stronger than your grip on Him. And He does not let go, not now, not ever. And so instead of trying to carry everything on your own, instead of trying to control every outcome, release it, surrender it, place it into God's hands, your fears, your worries, your unanswered questions, your future, your pain. Give it all to Him. And when anxiety returns, do it again. When fear rises, do it again. When the night feels long and heavy, do it again, quietly, gently. Persistently say in your heart, God, I leave this in your hands. Not just once, but every day, every moment, because peace does not come from having everything figured out. Peace comes from trusting the one who already has. And as you begin to live this way, you will notice something changing within you. A calmness that cannot be explained, a strength that does not come from yourself, a quiet confidence that grows even in the middle of uncertainty, and that is the peace of God. A peace that goes beyond circumstances, beyond understanding, beyond what the world can offer. And so today, right now, in this very moment, whatever is weighing on your heart, whatever is keeping you restless, whatever is stealing your peace, bring it before God. Do not hold back. Do not filter it. Do not try to make it sound perfect. Just give it to him as it is, because he already knows, he already sees, he already cares, and as you release it, allow this final truth to rest in your heart like a quiet assurance, like a gentle whisper from heaven itself. You are not alone, you have never been alone, and you will never be alone because God sees your pain, he hears your cry, and even now he is holding your life in his hands, steady, secure, unshaken, so do not give up. Do not lose hope and do not stop trusting, because what God has begun in your life, he will carry it to completion. And what feels uncertain today will one day become a testimony of his faithfulness. So take a deep breath, release what you are holding and leave it in God's hands. Completely, fully, and without fear, and trust him with the rest. Because in his hands, your life is safe, your future is secure, and your story is still unfolding in ways more beautiful than you can imagine.